Welcome everyone to the topic of the week. And I get so excited to do these videos. And the topic of the week this week is the feeling of guilt. And I think a lot of us have some guilt about certain things that have happened in our past, especially towards our children, if you do have children, but also certain things that may have not even been our fault. And that feeling of guilt really stays in your body. It tends to be on your chest or in your stomach, and it's a horrible feeling. It weighs you down and it limits you, it blocks you from moving forward in your life, and it really interferes with your relationships, with your partner or future partners or even your children. And it's something that I used to really suffer from, with my past, with all the addictions and all of the bad decisions that I made. Naturally that feeling of guilt developed itself, especially towards my child and my family and so on. But this is not something that we need to live with for the rest of our life, right? Because we want to be free, we want to feel empowered, and the most important thing is to let go and to be able to forgive. And I hear a lot of people, gurus and people speaking about forgiveness and that it's the most important thing. And yes, it is vital to healing, to your own recovery. But also, if someone has hurt you in the past, you can't immediately forgive them. And what I do in RTT sessions, I actually go back and we have a dialogue with the hurter, with the person who harmed you. And in that moment, you get to take your power back and you get to speak your mind. And sometimes these things, traumatic experiences happened when we were children. And when we're children, we don't have the vocabulary, we don't have the experience, we don't have the knowledge to express ourselves and say what you did was wrong and I hate you for it. And it's okay to let out that pain, to let out that anger, that resentment, those feelings of guilt, and then to be able to take back your power and to be able to finally let it go and to be free from any feelings of anger, from any feelings of heaviness or guilt, because they're all just trapped inside our body. Energetically, they truly are. And we need to be able to release that. So what I mean with not forgiving immediately is that sometimes it takes time to process this, right? This acknowledgement, like someone harmed me and it caused me to, but now I'm not a child anymore, and now I am empowered, and now I can choose the way that I move forward in life and how I interact with people. And now I can slowly start to trust again and trust in relationships and so on. And then in time, you can forgive and you can let go. But I don't think it's fair to say to someone, you need to forgive instantly. It's just, no, we need to have that time to be able to process all of this. And then at one point you will forgive and you will let go and you will be free. And the most important person that you need to forgive is yourself, because if you have these feelings of guilt, you will have a lot of negative self-talk, and that feeling will permanently be within you, and it's horrible. So one of the things that we do in RTT with hypnosis, and I'm sure you're already tired of me speaking about it consistently, but I love what I do and I do what I love because we have so much success with our clients, with my clients, and I absolutely love seeing their transformation and seeing their change, and especially my own, right? I have my own personal story, and I know that you already know about it, but it's incredible and I absolutely love it. So to be able to free yourself from that feeling of guilt, we need to find out what the actual cause for it was, because it could be something very recent, but there's always a wound deeper than that goes way past into your childhood, into your past, and that is actually the cause. And we'll find out what that is, and I will regress you back to the cause of the feeling of guilt. And it always is in your childhood. It's incredible. And then you'll see the scenes and you'll feel the feelings, but you're just reviewing it. You're not reliving those traumatic scenes or these experiences, because they're not always traumatic. We don't all have severe trauma, but as children, we see it that way. We interpret it that way. And when we can see something as an adult and see it from a perspective of an adult and see these scenes of our childhood, we actually realize like, oh my God, I was so dependent on my parents then because I was 5 years old, but I'm not anymore. I'm 58, I'm 62, I'm 35. I don't depend on them for their validation, for their approval and so on. And we're going to turn you into a loving parent of yourself, because you're actually the only one that knows how to truly play that role. You're the only one that knows how to meet all your needs. And we give so much responsibility to the people around us, to our partners, that they're the ones that need to make us happy, that they're the ones that need to complete us. But actually, we need to be complete. We need to adore and love ourselves. We need to tell ourselves, I love you, you're beautiful, you're sexy, you're incredible, you're intelligent every single day. And then when you find that person or you have that person, they don't complete you, you're already complete. It's just harmony. If you both love each other, what an incredible relationship you're going to have. It's going to be so abundant, fueled with love. But what I really want, what my motivation is for you to be free, to completely liberated from any of those feelings of heaviness. And actually, you should look into MET, the meridian energy points in your body. And I've done this in the past when I have had feelings of guilt. It didn't solve the problem, but in the moment when I feel, very burdened with guilt, I did this tapping, and it seems a bit strange, but honestly, it works if you do it right. There are different points in your body, and they just stimulate that energy flow through your body, and sometimes it's blocked, especially with a feeling of guilt. So if you keep tapping on these points and saying, I feel guilty because I shouted at my child, or I feel guilty because I was impatient with my friend, and so on. And you keep repeating it over and over, tapping these points, especially this one right here. There are like two little spots that you can touch and tap at the same time, and do it quite slowly with a rhythm, and just say, I feel guilty because I wasn't a very good friend. I feel guilty because I did something that I wasn't meant to. I feel guilty. And the feeling of guilt, that heaviness, will slowly disappear. You just have to carry on doing it. So not only is this isn't the only technique, right? This is just for the moment when you really feel like, oh my God, I'm getting anxiety from the amount of guilt that I'm feeling. And there's also other ways you can do a hypnotic audio. I've got loads on my website, leliahypnosis.com, or I've got some on YouTube which are also free. So feel free to go onto my YouTube account, Lelia Hypnosis. And if you ever feel like just having a chat and getting a better perspective on, is it really worth it doing do I need therapy? Because a lot of us are like, there's pride and there's a bit of ego saying, oh, I don't need this. I don't need help. But sometimes we do need help, and it's okay to reach out. I was one of those people that would never ask for help because it was like, no, I don't want to seem weak. I don't want to be vulnerable. I don't want to open up to someone who I don't know. But actually afterwards, it's such an incredible feeling of relief, and just you can get your power back, because you have the power of your mind. You are in charge, and we forget that sometimes. We think there are outside forces that are controlling everything and ruining my life, but we're the ones who attract everything. We're the ones who attract terrible relationships, or the lack of money, or whatever it may be. We attract it energetically, and it is just so. So you need to do something about it. You need to be the change that you want to see, because you are the key. You are the solution to your own problem, and you have the ability, you have the strength to be able to change your life forever and free yourself from guilt or from any other feelings that may be affecting you in this moment. So if you feel like I'm speaking to you right now and you want some guidance, or you want to just talk to someone, or you want to book a session, then you can go onto my website, leliahypnosis.com, and book a free call with me at any time. So I'm sending you so much unconditional love, so much beauty, so much abundance, so much health and wealth. And I wish you the most fabulous, most brilliant day. So stay true to yourself. Lots of love. Bye.